All right, welcome to another Livin Freestyle game dev live stream. My name is Kevin. We do this twice a week, Sunday nights and Wednesday mornings. And the way it works is an AMA Q&A. Hop in, ask questions about game dev, Unreal Engine, all those kinds of things. I definitely don't know everything, but I'm happy to try to stumble through it with you all. I'm lucky enough to work in game dev professionally. Currently, I work at Riot Games and R&D. And there's a lot of cool stuff we get to do there, but there's also a lot of cool stuff that I don't get to do. For example, I'm not a level designer, I'm not a lighter, I'm not a lot of these things. And so helping you all with questions helps me learn about a bunch of things that maybe I don't always get exposed to. And also in the absence of questions, we're kind of working our way through our own prototype of a game that I want to make personally. Now, it has been some slow progress. Where we are right now, there's first off, there was no questions in the chat, so we're not super worried about that right now. I do want to make sure that we are actually streaming tonight because, you know, we've never made that mistake before. But anyways, kind of where we are in the progress without questions and everything on the prototype is we're just trying to get some understanding around the game modes and where we could potentially fix and build our own custom game mode. I spent a lot of time watching different tutorials and documentation and everything online, and they're all sort of superficial in the sense that they show you how to get rid of the HUD and you can put your own HUD in, but nothing really gets into the meat of how do we actually pass around game mode information or anything like that, or experience information. And so I'm gonna go ahead and predict up front that this is going to be kind of dry tonight as we try to find out a little bit more about the meat of game modes. Now, I do want to check to make sure that we are actually properly set up and streaming. So give me 1 second while we check this real quick. Looks like we're good to go. Actually, let me just do one more thing. Where is our levels? Here we are. So music will just died for a second, but that's because I just want to listen so we don't get a double loop feedback. Okay, great. We should be good to go. Bringing back the music. Okay, so with that, we'll double check the chat real quick. Nope, no questions to start the night off with, so we are going straight into engine. And I will try to walk you through the stumbling that I have been doing. Okay, so everything you can find online, everything in the docs, etc. You basically set, in your world settings, you can set your experience. And it seems like the experience is where you're intended to kind of work and make these kinds of changes. And when you get into the experience, if you open up the experience, and it's very modular in the sense that there's different game features you can enable, different shared inputs and standard components and HUDs and accolades, and then there's actions where you can add certain abilities. For example, auto respawn, I took out of the ability set and put it in here because I was trying something out. And then there's a bunch of components, and these components are combat scoring, music managers, the AI spawner, 4 teams, character cosmetics, material manager, etc. So lots of things, and then the UI stuff down here. So this is a Lyra experience definition, and when we look at this in code, game features to enable default pawn data actions, etc. It's all these things. But how do we get at this information? So the way I thought we would get at it is, for example, let's say in our spawn point. Let's say in our spawn point we want to detect the game mode and change the number of people spawn based on whether or not we're on medium or hard. Well, I thought we could grab the experience manager and get something off the experience manager. However, that does not seem to be the case because it seems like the experience manager has nothing for us. If I can get the player controller, I can get transform, I can get teams, objects, selections, bounds, world transforms. Not a lot. And even if I look at this in code, there's just not a lot in here in code. That was the experience manager. Wait, that's not code. Where's code? Where'd code go? Oh, here's code. It's over here. If we look at the experience manager, there's almost nothing in there. Oh, excuse me. There's almost nothing in here. It's basically just notify for plugin activation and request to deactivate. So there's just not a lot here, and this inherits from an engine subsystem. So there's nothing there. Oh no. It did that thing. Okay. So I don't know if experience manager is what we're looking for. This may need to be expanded. And also, I've searched the entire project. It is not being used anywhere else. So then I started trying to figure out if I could dig into where else they might be using experience. And there's this concept of the front end experience reference. Let's see if we can find this front end experience reference. We'll search the whole project for that. It's basically used in two places. Our blueprint and the whatchamadoodle. This is the game menu. But where does it get set? I don't know where it gets set. The game menu, front end experience, details, front end experience reference is a Lyra front end experience. I see. So this is the front end experience, which is basically, oh, I see. It is just the experience, which has its own components and everything like that. So how do we get our experience on the map? If we, all right, so this isn't gonna work because that's not where we are, and that's hard-coded. Get experience. See, there's nothing for the experience. It's so frustrating. Actually, let's turn off context sensitivity. Get experience. Get experience, that's on the W tile. Get experience override. Lyra user facing experience definition. That's interesting. Get the experience ID. Let's search for experience ID. We are on a wild goose chase. Looks like it is used in a session browser. Get the primary asset idea from user facing. What the? Get primary asset ID from user-facing experience name. Okay, let's see what that does. Spawn point. I'm gonna go undo. Here we go. Let's put this in here. And then rather than this, we are going to can we break this? Ooh, we can break that. Okay. And target self game mode experience. So let's bring this up into here. And we'll feed this down into our print. Wait a second. Yep. And the thing we're going to print is this. Okay, so let's run that and see what we see in hot pink. Are you sure? No, I don't want to play an editor. I have bugs. Session entry. Okay, we need a session entry variable. To use this one. Create session, find sessions, join session. Find sessions. Get the common session. Ooh, here we go. See what we can get in here. No. Let's get, what can we get in here? Can we get our session? Session. Clean up sessions, find sessions, join session. Yeah, but which session am I in right now? Game mode. Get game features subsystem. What is this? Game feature. No, I don't even know what's in here. What does this do? Game features. Should apply to world context. Private. Plugins. What in the heck does this? Initialize, deinitialize. Unload game, add observer, remove observer. Get game feature data. Interesting. Get the plugin state. Come on. Interesting. It doesn't like... I don't know if this is it either. Oh gosh. Game mode? What does the game mode have for us? Get the game mode. Sure, what's in here? Get game session class. Cast to Lyra game mode. Let's see what we get if it's Lyra. Nope. default pawn class, session class. All right. We have the class. Can we find a session based on the class? Find sessions. Okay. What is this an array of? Session results for each. Break this. Nope. Session result structure. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I mean, it's cool to know. We wouldn't have known that was there if we hadn't done that. But that's not really what I'm looking for. So sessions, not really what I'm looking for. Root components. Get the option string. Okay, let's just print the option string from the game mode. I'm curious what's in this string. Nothing. Because the game mode is not a Lyra game mode. Alright, let's skip that and let's just go straight in to here. Straight from the game mode. Not what? Hold on. It's not printing anything right now. You're telling me that the game mode has no option string. Okay, fine. Player can reset the level, restart the level. How do we get, okay, I have another idea of how to chase this down. So in these things, these components that get added, are these are added to each character. Okay. And these are the action sets. And this is game features to enable. Shooter core. What is... Okay. What do we think that does? Is there such thing as a game feature? Shooter core. All right, what do we have in here? Initial state. Oh, I see. This is so shooter core, rules unknown, directory. This is all just the directories, mapping. This is all asset manager stuff, actions. This is just the initial plugin registering. This isn't what I'm looking for. Lyra user facing experience definition. Interesting. Lyra, so this is where this gets activated. Interesting. That doesn't Lyra user facing experience. User face. We found that when we were looking for it before, and we decided that that was not what we were looking for. Oh, here we go. It's because we were looking at front end. What does this front end state component do? The Lyra front end state component. That's the UI. And in code, begin play, end play, should show loading screen, flow step. Oh my gosh. All we want is just to access information on our game mode. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's go back to basics. We know we're in the combat gym. That's our experience definition. If we open the full blueprint editor on this, there are no variables. There's nothing to use for this. Okay, and this is an experience definition. And an experience definition has game features, pawn data, actions, and action sets. Useless. Okay. And the game features we're enabling, in this case is shooter core, that gives us all our directories. We have all our pawn data. These are our action sets, standard HUD, etc. Then we're adding abilities, and these are like GA spawns, etc. Player state. That's not what I want either. And then there's these components. All right. And a good example is the scoring component. If we look at the scoring component, this is also useless because it has basically begin play. It waits for the experience to be ready. And this is where all the phasing stuff happens with the game phase subsystem. But here's the interesting thing about the game phase subsystem. This one actually has stuff in it, right? It has post initialize, sets the phase, when phases start. There's all these variables in the game phase subsystem that happen. So we're going to determine, in this case, when we come into the game phases, we're going to determine the target score by deciding how many players we have, all these things like this. We will probably replace this entire thing for our game. Force game over, get the team score, etc. So game phase. All I want is a place to store, the right place to store encounter information. That's it. That's it. Our experience definition. Okay. How does this get loaded? I guess is the next thing. Because it comes in here. And how does the game mode, what does the game mode have to do with this anymore? Unfortunately, there's like nicks in here. Lyra game settings. Hold on a second, what is this? Lyra features a game settings that is used to simplify the process of creating a user interface and its underlying data. Portion of the game settings plugin can manage data located on a server to communicate with. Determine which rare wildlife should appear. Okay, this may be what we're looking for. There are key several things to the framework. Okay, so hold on. Can we even get access to the game settings inside of our spawner? Game settings. Get game user settings. Interesting. Get games, maps, and mode settings. Interesting. Okay, let's go back and keep reading on this. There are several key parts of the framework. AU game setting registers the game center is a set of settings. Defines the base class of all settings. Okay. Any setting in the list of the UI is considered a game setting. This class handles core concepts like name, description, dependency, edit. Okay. And the game settings value. Game settings collection and games making set. Most of the settings methods you write in code will look like this. Okay, let's see where this is done. Let's see where this is being done currently. See if we can find one. Game setting.cpp. Interesting. Game setting collection. Local player. Okay. Game settings. Holy cow, there's a lot in here. Okay, so there's overall volume. I see. So a bunch of these settings that are being done in code. Here's a gamepad stuff. Gameplay, language, mouse and keyboard, performance stats. Video. Okay, so for each of these things, it's using settings to set this up. All right, so let's find something that maybe we can search on to see if anybody's acting or actually using this. View distance far. View distance. Nope, not being used. Nope, that's not what I want either. Shadow high. Not used. Colorblind strength. Colorblind. At all. Anywhere. Nowhere. It's not being used anywhere in this project. Oh, wow. Mouse sensitivity pitch. Maybe this one's used. Or not. Dude, where are these settings even coming from? Like, so I imagine these are meant to be like if I hit escape options. So here's language. Here, look, all of this stuff is here. Colorblind mode. Okay. Nope. If we can't find that word, we're nope. I'm probably saying it wrong. Iris settings shared. Oh, it's all in code. That's why. Okay. So if that's all in code, audio, mouse, keyboard, gamepad, gameplay, language. So there's nothing. Okay, let's see if we can find Polski. Nope. Ruski. Okay. Polski. It may be pulling those languages from somewhere else. Language. For some reason, nothing is popping up when I click on this. Okay, so Polski does not show up. Alright, this is where you gameplay, here we go. I think this is what I'm looking for. So this is the gameplay collection, gameplay settings, and the only thing that's in here is language. Okay. So I think setting, set dev name. So we could set a setting here, like difficulty. Now, what happens when the language changes though? Does it get broadcast? Because I thought I saw something. Oh, here we go. This is in... You will need to restart the game completely for all language related changes to take effect. So this is on apply for this, but what we could do is we could broadcast a message. Interesting. Okay. So back here, get game user settings. Get screen resolution. Does language show up here? Let's try language. Nope. Get game user settings. Settings, anti-aliasing, default resolution, foliage quality. Overall scalability, low reflection quality, shading quality, texture quality. Display name, parent. All right, that's a set of settings. No, come on. Setting. Input setting, game user settings. Default, find or get default setting for shot. How is this displayed? On apply. These are gameplay settings. Language collection. For the language, initialize gameplay setting. Okay. Setting screens. Event construct. Gameplay collection. Register top level is a Lyra setting screen. Okay. And what it does is in here is it gets the setting collection from the name. Okay, can we do that in our spawn point? We're skipping ahead here because I don't want to try to do coding. Get setting collection. And in this case, the settings name was gameplay collection. So, and then with the return value, what did we do? Oh, I hate it when it does that. Okay. Oh. We're getting the display name and we're making a Lyra tab. Okay. Let's see if we have anything. So let's take this and let's get the display name and we will print this. See if we can even print. And this is going to feed into here, which is going to come back down into our print string. A bunch of this stuff was unsuccessful, so let's just get rid of game modes and all these kinds of things. Bring this down closer so we can see. Experience manager ended up not be, I don't even know what the intent of that is. Okay, so let's see what prints. That's a Lyra settings screen. And a Lyra settings screen wow, there's nothing here. My This is a game setting screens. I see. So can we get the game settings? Get game setting. Get apply settings. Get game user settings. That's what we're doing right now. What is, yeah, but we can't break this. Validate settings. Apply settings. Confirm video mode. Desktop. Load settings. Saving the settings. Execute action for setting. Man, I swear to God, sometimes they just make everything so complicated. All right, let's see here. So basically they're getting a setting collection in here. We can add settings. Oh, wait, we can add settings. Hold on a second. Game settings. Get setting collection. Oh, that's from the settings screen. So we can't do that because we're not on the settings screen. We're not worried about the overrides. So can we apply or add? Add setting. This looks like engine content. I don't think that's what we're looking for. This is a game settings collection. How do we get a game settings collection? Game setting collection. Does anybody anywhere do that? Game setting collection. Only on the settings screens. Alright, I must have gone down in the weeds. There must be something I'm missing because I can't imagine this should be this difficult. Although it wouldn't surprise me. So many times things I thought should not be in code are in code in Lyra. Even if I add difficulty here, so far I have no way to get a handle to this thing. There's gotta be somewhere that this happens. It's nowhere in any blueprint. Nowhere. So where does this happen in code? This is in the Lyra game setting registry. Registry. Game registry. Okay, I can cast to a game setting registry. How do I get it? How do I get it? Mode. Get the game mode. Settings. Nope. Registry. Get game. Get num players. This is defined in team deathmatch scoring and combat scoring. Get num. Wait, what? The game mode has a get num players. Get num players. It has a function. It's part of game mode base. Get num players. Yeah, that's not it. I'm just looking for anything that I can use to figure out where to put this. Get num players. Doesn't do anything. get the game setting collection. Make a Lyra tab creator. Lyra button. Registers a dynamic tab, which is a tab list widget. And it gives it top settings tab. Even if I create this, I don't have a way to get this. This gets a game settings collection from the thing, and it returns a collection. And what can you do with a collection? Get collection. Cast to a collection. It returns a collection. Find settings by name check. I just don't know what a collection is. A U game setting collection. What is a U game setting? Okay, so it returns a U game setting collection. And a U game setting collection has stuff in it. Alright, let's see what this does. Okay, we can add a setting. We can get child. Okay, hold on. So if we can do that, we can get child. Nope. Add a setting. No, I don't think that's it. Get settings for filter. Where's the .h file for this thing? This is in source private game settings, in game settings. Game features. Where's this again? Lyra starter game plugins game set. Lyra starting game plugin game settings. Source public. Okay. This would be game setting collection.h. It has get child setting. It's a variable right here. Cast game. This is returning what? Game setting collection. And one of the public functions for this is to get child settings. And these are all public. Get child. No. Something's not right here. It's just not right. Oh, it's not blueprint callable. get child settings. Get settings for filters. So here we can add settings. We can get the child collections. We can get the settings for the filter, and this is going to return in-out settings is a U-game setting. Cast the game setting. So let's just say we have a game setting. Get. What can we do with a game setting? Hold on, let's see if we can go to the definition here. Man, if we ever figure this out, our understanding of how this stuff is gonna work is gonna be nuts. All right. Okay, gets the non-local in for this setting. This should remain constant and represent a unique identifier for this setting inside the settings registry. So can we get the get dev? Oh, look at that. We can get the dev name. Okay. We can set the display names. We can get the descriptions. Set the registries. Get warning. Yeah, but can we get the analytics value for the text? Is ready. Apply get world startup. Yeah, but how do we? That's great, but how do we get the value? All right, after all of that, that was a total strikeout. I actually, looking at this, I don't know if this is the right place to do this. Part of me thinks it is because we're used to seeing menus where, you know, when you start a game, you can set the difficulty level. I feel like that might be one of these types of settings, but set warning rich text. So much of this just seems so oriented to just displaying it, not the actual values themselves. Get dynamic details. Interesting. Also, this is per player. Just seems like the wrong place for it. I feel like we should be looking in the game mode. Game features, computer core, config tags, computer core tags. Yeah, that's not it either. This game setting value scaler. I feel like this is what we would be looking for. Game settings, and this is our game setting registry audio. Gamepad. So here what it's doing is it's creating a scalar dynamic move stick dead zone. This is where they could set that setting. Okay, this is definitely it. We're kind of around the right spot, but the problem is I haven't found how to get it yet. Brightness. Interesting. So this is going to be, it basically just adds the settings. Still doesn't tell us how we get setting. We get the dev name. Nope. Get setting scalar. Read the value of the variable x-axis scalar setting name. Interesting. I wonder where that came from. X-axis scalar. Can't spell. These are input modifiers. Alright. I don't want to call it quits, but we got day job stuff tomorrow, so I think we're gonna wrap this up for tonight. It was exactly as I predicted. I thought tonight was gonna be pretty dry and rough. I'm so used to how this stuff worked in Unreal 4 and trying to wrap my head around how this Lyra stuff is set up. It's all hidden in code and nested in triple deep modular stuff that just makes it all super complicated. So hopefully with some more digging between now and Wednesday, I will have found some kind of information about where we might put some things like difficulty and stuff like that we want some of our blueprints to be able to access and stuff. And I feel like it should be in a subsystem. I feel like it's something that's part of a game mode. I could easily see it as a user setting if you were making even if you were making a game that you played through and you wanted to be able to go easy, medium, and hard. So far I have not found the right place for that. But if you're watching this after the fact and you have questions about something else, hopefully something other than game setting, throw those in the comments or hop in the next Q&A on Wednesday, and maybe we can take a detour and look at something else instead of banging our head against this wall until we figure out the answer. We will find the answer. It just may take us a while. Have a great night, everybody. I'll catch you on the next one.